Hello, Miss Little. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Okay. Before we get started, I'd like to say to you that anything that you say in this session will be confidential. And also, I would like to let you know that if you're planning to harm yourself or others, I will have to report that to the authorities. Okay? So, tell me what brings you here today.
So I'm kind of in a situation with my roommates right now. It's me and three, and we have some internal conflicts going on between us. Things just aren't working out.
Okay. So let me make sure I understood what you said. You have three other roommates,
Correct.
and things aren't going too well with you and the roommates. Would that be all of the roommates, or just maybe one or two?
It's maybe just one or two. It's not all of them by any means.
Um,
But you know, in this kind of situation, you would think everybody goes in knowing that um, every piece of pie is important, so everybody's contribution matters. Some people are taking that for granted and kind of taking advantage of other people, their situation, neglecting their responsibilities um, for wants versus the needs of
okay.
everybody.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
It happens.
Yes.
It's like,
It does. It does. Um, can you tell me about some of the experiences that you've had with the roommates?
Yeah, so one of them, and let me just say first off, we're all friends, so I guess it comes a little harder to not only discuss things, but you kind of tend to overlook things a little more than you would with somebody that you're rooming with up the street.
I understand.
So we've been having a lot of issues with bills not getting paid on time and people not paying their bills as they should. So me and one of my roommates, we actually find ourselves having to cover the other two because of their lack of responsibility. And it's not something that happens, once every now and then. This is starting to be a more frequent um, thing that's going on. So, we're not made out of money by any means necessary.
I have to chuckle at that because I've had that same situation myself when I was in college. Um, so, as you were saying, it's not everyone,
Right.
but some of them.
Right, it's some of them.
Okay. How is, if you don't mind asking, how is the communication between you and your woman?
Communication's there. It's like here's what needs to be done, told, and then it's just not getting done.
Okay.
So it's not the communication that's the issue. It's the result of the communication that's the issue.
Okay. So you said you do not feel there's a problem with the communication, but then you said it's being told that they have to do it. But have you all ever had like a roommate meeting, sat down and discussed
Yes,
these issues?
we have. We've had one multiple times, and everybody's on agreement then.
Okay.
And then the next week, it's like everybody don't forgot. Well, not everybody. The two don't forgot that this discussion was had, and that they need to take care of this or they need to take care of that.
Okay.
Because and it's kind of hard to always communicate with them when one's in the military, so if he goes on the shift, he goes on deployment, whatever the case may be. The other one works a rotating shift, so when we have time to really sit down and talk.
Okay. Going into this situation, did you guys maybe set up a contract or anything?
Nothing that was notarized. Again, because we were all friends, we come
Okay.
into an agreement. This is how things are going to be done. We made a plan based on everybody's annual salaries about how much you would pay for rent per month. So the person that's making, the most isn't paying the exact same amount the person that's making the least. Because that would make sense because the person that's making the most is getting the bigger bedroom with but the person that's making the lease is getting a smaller bedroom.
Okay.
So it wouldn't make sense for you to pay the exact same amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Let me ask you then, have you ever experienced anything like this before?
I've had my share of roommate issues in the past when I was in college. Let me tell you, that wasn't a great experience.
Again, I have to chuckle because I've been there.
Yeah.
And I do empathize with you, but go on, I use it.
So I had this one roommate, and not, I'm not trying to, say anything about a specific type of person, but he was a little bigger person, and his hygiene was in question sometimes. And he would walk around, and when you have guests over, you expect the house to be presented in a certain manner. And with the smell, it wasn't just me. Again, there was three of us. Oh, there was four of us total, and I mean, it was an awful time. So it was, and that's something difficult to tell somebody about their hygiene, especially when they're a bigger person. So already having to talk about something about their physical nature to somebody that's obese is difficult for me.
It is, I agree with you. But there is a way
Right.
to speak with everyone, and I guess we try to do it in love. Being Christian, you did state early on that you were a Christian.
Yes.
I think I heard you say that. But we try to do it in love